Hi. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning. Today, I'm going to speak.
Good morning, Bhante.
Okay, now you turn off your microphones.
Good morning, Bhante. Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai. So now I'm going to speak on a very important discourse that you find in Majjhima Nikaya. It is called Chula Malunke Putta Sutta. Chula Malunke Putta Sutta. It is very famous. Many Theravada Buddhists know this sutta, this discourse. One day, Venerable Malunke Putta was meditating. When he was meditating in a forest, all of a sudden he began to think that there are certain things that Buddha has not explained to me. What are the things he has not explained to me? That whether the world is eternal or not eternal. So this is very common question those days. People wanted to know whether the world is eternal or not. Here world can be two things. One is this universe, second is this body. According to the Buddha's teaching, this body is called world. Perhaps since Malunke Putta was a disciple of the Buddha, he might have heard that this body is eternal. And this body is called world. So he wanted to know whether it is eternal or it is not eternal. And when you say eternal, you fall into one extreme. And yet, this Malunke Putta wanted to know whether this is eternal or not eternal. Or this world is finite or infinite. And this is with regard to the world. Then he wanted to know, he thought, whether the soul is the same as the body, or soul is one thing and body is another. Now two questions, that altogether now four questions. With regard to the world, two, regarding the body and soul, two. Then, after death, the world, what you call eternal or not eternal, finite or non-finite, then the soul, whether the soul is the same as the body or body and the soul are different. So there are 6 questions there. And then he also wanted to know whether the Tathagata exists after death or Tathagata does not exist after death. Then 8 question. He wanted to know whether the Tathagata neither exist nor not exist. 9. 10 is whether the Buddha both exist, neither exist nor non-exist. So these are the 10 questions. These are called questions Buddha has set aside. In Pali, Thapaniya Panya. And Buddha did not uh, declare these things positively or negatively. And Malunke Putra thought, it is very strange that I've been practicing meditation and Dhamma and living under the Buddha's guidance, but he has not explained these things to me. So long as they are not clarified, I have doubt in my mind. Until my doubts are clarified, I am not happy. I must go and ask the Buddha to reply these things to my satisfaction. So he stopped his meditation, went to the Buddha, paid respect to him and sat on one side and asked the Buddha the same question. When I was sitting under a tree meditating, these questions came to my mind. I cannot meditate because my mind was wandering here and there. So I have confusion. Therefore, I want to get them clarified. So he asked the Buddha the same 10 questions. Venerable, tell me whether the world is eternal or not eternal, whether the world is finite or non-finite, whether the soul is one thing, soul and the body are the same, or whether the soul and body are different, whether Tathagata exists after death or does not exist after death, or Tathagata neither exists or no exists after death, or Tathagata both non-exist, exist and non-exist. Then Buddha said, Malunki Putra, when you came to receive ordination under me, have you told me that if I answer these questions to your satisfaction, then you would become a monk under me? No, Venerable sir. You did not tell me, I did not tell you that. Then he asked Malunki Putra, have I told you that that I would answer this question to your satisfaction? You can remain as a monk under me. Then he said, no, Venerable sir. So then Buddha said, neither Malunki Putra, neither you told me that I should answer this question to your satisfaction so that you can stay robed under me, or I did not tell you that you should become a monk under me so that I will explain this thing to you. Since there was no such an agreement between you and me, why do you want to come and threaten me now? Malunki Putra, whether the world is eternal or not, whether it is finite or infinite, whether the soul is the same as the body or they are different, whether Tathagata exists or not exists after that, and so forth, whether you get any answer to any of these things or not, you continue to have your suffering. Suppose somebody came to know that the world is eternal, then what? Then the suffering comes to an end by knowing that. Or somebody knows that the world is finite or infinite. One comes to know about definitely one way or the other. Then does your suffering come to an end by knowing that? No. So the Buddha said, Malum ke putra, it is just like this. Suppose there is a man who is shot by poisonous arrow. And then his friends and relatives bring a physician. And then the physician is trying to remove this from this man. Try to remove this, the arrow from his body. Then this man were to say, well, I don't let anybody remove this arrow from my body until I know the answers to the following questions. What are the questions? A man, he is wounded with the poisonous arrow, and before the poison spread all over his body and he dies, his relatives and friends bring a physician, a surgeon, to treat him. The man would say, I will not let the surgeon pull out this arrow until I know whether the man who wounded me was a noble or Brahmin or merchant or worker. Until I know this, I won't let anybody remove this wound, this arrow. Suppose somebody said, okay, he is a Brahmin. Can I pull the arrow out of your body? He said, no. Then somebody said, he is a warrior, he belongs to warrior caste. Now can I pull the arrow out? He said, no. You cannot do that. And so forth, he would reject. Anybody, refuse anybody to protest anybody against his removing his arrow. And then he said, suppose he said, the man belongs to such and such a caste, then can I pull your arrow? No. Until I know whether the man who wounded me was all whether he was tall or short, dark, white, fat or thin, married, not married, have children, no children, until I come to know the answers to these questions, I will not let anybody remove this arrow from my body. And then suppose somebody said, yes, he is fat. Can I remove the arrow? No, no, no. I want to know whether he is dark or white. Or somebody said, he is dark. Can I pull arrow? No, no, no. Then you would ask, answer these questions. Where he came from, which village, which town, which cities, large town, big city, you tell me. Somebody says he came from large town. Can I pull it? No, no. You should not, I won't let you pull it out. Then he uses a bow. Maybe that bow is made up of such and such a wood, mahogany, oak, or some kind of wood. He gives the names of wood. Which wood he used to make the bow? Somebody would say he made it out of mahogany. This man said no. Still, I need another answer. I want you to answer the following question. What kind of material did he use to make a string? He used a regular rope or sinew, something that is very strong. He gave the name of the kind of strings. And until I know, I won't let you pull it out, put this arrow out. Then what kind of feather he used? Shaft that wounded my body. And whether he got this feather from the eagle, turkey buzzard, what kind of feather? Vulture or heron, all kind of, or peacock. So he would, somebody would say, peacock, and can I remove? He said, no. I want to know whether this man used some kind of other animal to get the skin, all kind of questions he asked. Then Buddha said, Amalum ke Buddha, long before he get all these answers to all these questions, this poison would spread all over his body and he would be incurably sick. He even might die. So, Buddha did not waste his time trying to answer all the questions that people come up with. Because the life is so short. Within this short period of life, short period that we live, we cannot get answers to every each and every question that come to our mind. You remember there was another simile also given in Samyutta Nikaya, Singsapa simile. That means he was traveling in a forest and picked up a handful of leaves and asked monks, which is more, the leaves in my hand or the leaves in the forest? Monk said, obviously, Venerable Sir, leaves in your hand compared to the leaves in the forest are very, very few. Buddha said, similarly, monks, what I have taught you is very much like this handful of leaf. What I have not taught you is very much like the leaves in the forest. There are more leaves in the forest than the leaves in my hand. Similarly, I taught you, even if I taught everything I knew, one thing, I may not live that long to explain all these things. Secondly, you may not live to get answers to all these questions. Thirdly, and most importantly, is that they are totally irrelevant, unnecessary for liberation from samsara, from samsaric existence. Samsara is, Buddha said, anamatagoyam bhikkhave samsaro pubbhakotina panyayati avidyaja bhavatannatam, because the beginning of samsara is indiscernible because of avidya and tanna. Avidya means not knowing the Four Noble Truths. Where there is avidya or ignorance, craving is there. Now, Buddha never said that the end of samsara is indiscernible. He simply said beginning of samsara is indiscernible. Why did not he say that end is indiscernible? Because end is possible. End, we can come to an end. What is most important is knowing how to end samsaric existence. The answer to any of these questions would not help anybody to end samsara. One may remain lingering in samsara. And he said they are not helpful to brahmacharya life, not helpful to disenchantment, and dispassion, to liberate and free from samsaric existence. These answer to these questions will not help us. Therefore, monks, I taught you the essence. This is called Buddhana Samukkansika Desana. That is the Buddha's own very special teaching. And instead of wasting time, Buddha taught that that teaching which is very special only to the Buddhas. What is that teaching? what is the most relevant to our liberation from samsaric suffering? What is the Buddha's own special teaching? That is called Four Noble Truths. Speculating what you call questions, they can be correct, they can be wrong. The Buddha did not want to give this, uncertain, wavering, verifiable, inverifiable answers to any question. He wanted to give very clear, precise teaching that is directly related to our liberation from samsaric suffering. That is the Four Noble Truths. And Buddha always spoke the truth. We mentioned many times in the past, we always must remember and never be shy or afraid to tell the truth. Buddha was not a speculator. He was not helping, he was not teaching us to be superstitious. He told the truth, Four Noble Truths. Suffering, cause of suffering, end of suffering, and the path leading to the end of suffering. Now, we very frequently ask people, what is the karma that ends karma? We commit karma, wholesome and unwholesome, mostly unwholesome. And periodically we commit wholesome karmas as well. When we commit wholesome karma, we have wholesome results. And then we commit more wholesome karma and commit more wholesome results, and get more wholesome results. And that is another way of sort of trap. We are encouraged to do more and more wholesome karma. Now, Buddha taught us the Four Noble Truths and commit a karma which can bring karma to an end. That is called karma kaya karma. Karma kaya karma. Karma that destroys karma. In the Noble Eight, Four Noble Truths, Buddha taught us that karma. Instead of giving some speculative answers to any question. And that is the essence of his teaching, Four Noble Truths. And we all know suffering is the truth. When you know the suffering, then you ask, what is the cause? Then Buddha gave the cause. Cause is craving and ignorance. End of suffering is end of craving and ignorance. The path leading to the end of suffering is the Noble Eightfold Path, as you all know. Now, these are invariable truths. And answer to all other questions that Malukiputta asked Buddha is not going to remove our suffering. Suffering just exists. And therefore we must learn the cause of it, end of it, and the path leading to the end of it. The path leading to the end of suffering is called the karma, which destroys karma. Karma destroys karma. And that is why the Buddhas are called those who are gone beyond good and evil. They don't commit good nor evil because they are gone beyond good and evil. To go beyond good and evil, we have to commit, practice, develop noble eightfold path, starting with right understanding. And so Mahalukyaputra did not grasp the essence of the Buddha's teaching. And that is why he could not meditate, could not, he had a lot of doubts because he did not grasp the essence of the Buddha's teaching. Buddha has taught him more than once that the essence of Buddha's teaching is the Four Noble Truths. And he put it aside and began to think of something else. This is what called asare saramatino sare chasara dasino. Tesara nadigachanti micha sankapa gochara. They leave the essence aside and grab hold on to unessential. And they live with wrong views. And that is why they continue to have suffering, continuous suffering, not trying to bring it to an end. So Buddha's mission was to lead us to liberation from suffering. And that is why the Buddha did not answer this question. If he answered those questions one way or the other, he himself would have fallen into views, some kind of views. Buddha is the one who is free from views, any opinion, any perception. And that is why it is said in Magandha Sutta, when one is free from all kind of sanya, all kind of perceptions, that person does not have any defilements, knots of defilements, confusions with defilements. And one who is free from wisdom, free from ignorance, full of wisdom, there is no confusion. And Buddha wanted us to be free from confusion and speculative thinking, which leads us to more and more suffering. So when this was delivered to Venerable Mahalukyaputra, and he said, Mahalukyaputra, your life is very short. During this short period of your life, you try to do what is most essential and don't waste time on unnecessary things, trying to find out solution to everything in the universe. You will never come to a satisfactory conclusion by thinking of the universe. Modern astrophysicists, astronomers are trying to go to various planets, stars, trying to conquer the whole universe. But on earth they continue to suffer. And Buddha said, leave aside those speculative things, trying to find the solution to everything in the world, You try to find solution to your personal problem, that is suffering. So when Buddha gave this sermon to Malunkyaputta, he was silent. He admitted that he was going astray, and he became very pleased with the Buddha. And that is what I want to say today, friends. As we have only short period of time, only half an hour, and within this short period, I try to explain the essence of Chula Malunkyaputta Sutta. Chula means small, Malunkyaputta is the name of the person. There is another discourse called Mahamalunkyaputta Sutta. If I, sometimes we may discuss that as well. For now, I want to end this session. Now, let us begin with our metta practice. I don't know whether we can.
You don't have that screen, right, Bhante?
Okay. Anyway, you all remember, especially today, I am giving this talk from another location, not in my regular place, using a different computer. And therefore, the recital we do before our metta meditation and closing section we may not find here. So I recite the passages, metta passages for you, and you just listen, and after that we all meditate for another half an hour, maybe a little less. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment. Whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake, one should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. With this metta thought, let us spend some time in meditation. By means of these meritorious deeds, may I never join with the foolish. May I always join with the wise until the time I attain Bhavana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, friends.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much, Bhante ji.
Thank you for coming and participating in this. And I want to share my metta meditation with everybody. May all those who are in hospitals suffering from various diseases, taken care of by very compassionate doctors, nurses, and hospital staffs, may they recover very quickly, return to normal health, and practice meditation and liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all the doctors, nurses, hospital staff who risk their own lives, sacrifice their comfort to take care of these people, may they find peace, happiness, and liberation from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in trouble spots in various places, war zones, discrimination, poverty-stricken area, may they all be peaceful, happy, and finally liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all others whose categories I have not mentioned, human, non-human, divine, animals, all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. And I encourage all of you to participate in these Dhamma talks. I plan to give talks as long as I can, and I hope you all try to take the advantage of it. And finally, all of you attain liberation from samsaric suffering. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante.
Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for services.
Thank you.
Tiruvan Saranai Bhante.
Everyone, Saranai.
Everyone, Saranai.
Bhante.
Sarunai Bhante, Pinsidda Veva.
Yeah,
Everybody.